Halloween, best time of the year for those who enjoy a fright. Thrill seekers look for the ultimate adrenaline rush, which often takes them to a haunted house.
But how do you take an empty space and turn it into a terrifying experience? I took a trip to the Screamatorium in Brodhead, Wisconsin to find answers and a good scare while getting the chance to become part of the haunt myself.
My first reaction was, this is absolutely perfect for a haunted house.
Ann Margaret Neighbor has been creating haunted houses, which she refers to as haunts, for nearly 2 decades.
We started out at the YMCA Camp Winnebago in 2002. That was our first year. It had a very small crowd, but it kind of grew after that, and 17 years later, we're here.
Here is an old middle school built in 1906 and abandoned for the last 20 years. Before Neighbor could even begin designing the haunt, she and her partners had a lot of work to do.
We hauled 4 semi-loads of garbage out of here. Old drywall, old ceiling tiles, you know, everything that just was in piles down the hallways in every single room. For 6 months, we just hauled garbage out.
Co-owner Bill Walter, better known as Twisty the Clown, is also an actor at the Screamatorium. Twisty says once the building was cleaned out, Neighbor got to work designing the haunt, mapping out 20,000 square feet of horror.
She walked through and said, this room's going to be the asylum. This room is going to be the maze. And then she sat down on a computer and blueprinted it out where we needed to add walls, where we needed to put the walkways.
We have a lot of detail throughout our attractions, which I'm really big into. And I believe it adds a sense of reality to the scenes.
Neighbor took me on a tour of the haunt, and even with the lights on, I was spooked.
Okay, in the dark, the pitch black dark, this is going to be so much worse than what I'm doing right now.
The adventure starts out in an asylum and takes you through mazes, a carnival, and even a butcher's shop. The only thing missing now, the actors.
I'm a victim. So I do a lot of screaming for help, begging for my life.
Each actor's makeup can take anywhere from 15 minutes to an hour for more complicated makeup, which can include things like Jell-O.
Sorry, it's going in your beard.
Now it's my turn. First I had a maggot-filled scab added to my face, then some white makeup with black highlights to create a ghostly effect. After adding some menacing-looking eyebrows, a little more dirt, and some blood, I was ready.
Okay, so I just had my makeup done. I don't know what I look like yet, so we're about to find out. I'm kind of scared myself. Oh my gosh, that's a whole chunk of, I mean, I don't even know how this happened. Like, what's my backstory?
Now that I scared myself, it's time to scare others, starting in one of the darkest rooms in the haunt.
Well, we hope you enjoy your stay in the asylum. Me too. I hope I do too.
After trying my best to scare some people, I wanted to experience the haunt in its entirety. Bad idea.
We're stuck in here. Oh, okay. How do you know where you're going?
Bye-bye.
Oh, I forgot about this part. We made it. Wait, we made it. Yes! Well, I can definitely say that that was terrifying. Despite me being in my makeup and in character for the first part of this, getting all the way through there, especially in the mazes that they have, the way it's constructed is pretty genius.
And other patrons agreed.
I don't usually enjoy haunted houses. I'm not a very much of a person who likes to get scared, but this was a good one.
I like to see the looks on people's faces, know that I entertained them and our actors entertained them, and everybody had a good time.
The Screamatorium owners also tell me that the building was spooky before they built the haunt. Neighbor and others who have spent the night there say that they've heard voices, footsteps, and slamming doors when the building is supposed to be completely empty. And they've checked the whole thing and they can't find anyone inside. So they think it's really haunted there.
No wonder that they decided that was the perfect place for the haunted house.
Exactly.
And you did a really good job. Although the best part of that whole thing was you getting scared as someone who's supposed to be scaring other people.
I know. I did the
fantastic.
scaring and then I went through and I thought, you know, oh, I met these people. I won't be that scared. And they still scared me really, really well.
Still looked like a lot of fun.